Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be looking at the Machine Black starter deck that they just put out. And we've got our friend Blackboard Greymon to help. And unlike the purple deck, I haven't yet opened this one, so I don't know what cards are in here, because I have been trying to keep myself in the dark about these. I have built a black deck, and I have built mostly red, but does have black elements in it, with the Legendary Arms armor ones. So to start off, we got the Great Legends pack, which I'm guessing there's only one card type of this, because I don't remember any others. We're going to save that for last. As before, one of the mild criticisms I do have is that they have already done a tie starter deck, which is very minor as far as things go. But it has to be stated because, again, with the rules cards, it's got Tie's Crest of Courage, has little tokens in them. And again, I feel like that's a missed opportunity because this is a very nice black card. I think there would have been something better they could do there. I don't know, like, the Mark of Evil, because he did face Dramon, and he did get the Machine Dramon kind of thing going with the Rage, similar to the first season with Skull Greymon. But yeah, I just really wish that they could have chosen something else. So I'm going into this deck blind. I haven't seen it before. I haven't had a chance to go through it. So let's go and take a look at it versus the black deck that I built, which is all about getting reboot and jamming and mild disruption on your opponents. So starting out with the babies that we have 4 of, we've got Kapurimon, and on your turn, while this Digimon has blocker, it gets 1000 DP. That worries me because blocker is a defensive ability. It is a good defensive ability, but it's not going to win you the game. You're not going to be able to block to victory. Unless you've got a deck that would be centered around decking out your opponent, which doesn't exist yet. So it's a good ability. Probably would swap it out for a different baby form. Next up, for the 4 rookies to start with, we've got Agumon, who has a 2 play cost, a 1 Digivolution cost, and 4000 DP. Good vanilla rookie does have the 1 Digivolution cost, which late game you don't want to play. Simply because you want to use those points for other plays, not putting out a rookie. I'd probably go 2, maybe 3 on him. Take one of them out, replace it. Next up, we have our boy Agumon, who's got 3 play cost, 0 Digivolution cost, 1000 DP, and he's got the ability Blocker, so he can block your opponent's attack. But with 1000 DP, even with 2,000 with Kapurimon, that is not enough. I'm not crazy about this guy because he doesn't have an inherent effect or inheritable effect. He's only got the active effect. I would take him out. Like, rookies, in my mind, unless you're playing Rookie Rush, are made to give your better Digimon inherited effects. Like, yes, he's going to get the Compurti, but 2000, if he comes up against any Digimon, he's going to be deleted. Next up, we got Clear Toy Agumon. I'm going to be referring to them how they actually are. Like, this one is a Clear Toy Agumon, not a Toy Agumon. It's just a thing I like to do. It's got a 3 play cost, 0 Digivolution cost, 2000 DP, and it's got the inheritable effect of, at the end end of your opponent's turn, if your opponent didn't attack with the Digimon this turn, draw 1 card. This is a good one. I definitely this is a good. I keep it at 4 because if you have like a champion or something with blocker and you can like scare your opponent into not attacking, then you can draw cards from your deck, and that is very good for that draw advantage. I enjoy that. That's a card to keep in the deck. Next up, we got 4 copies of a vanilla Command Dramon. He's got 4 play cost, 0 Digivolution cost, and 5,000 DP. He's your standard rookie. He's expensive if you want to just play him at 4, but he's got that 5,000 DP to justify it. I've never been one to just want to attack with rookies, so I'd probably put him down to 2, but if your playstyle is a rookie rush, if this is a card you like, keep him at 4. I could see a argument done for both. That was the last of our rookies, so we're now on to champions. Starting with Black Greymon, who's got a 4 play cost, 2 Digivolution cost, 4,000 DP, and he has the inheritable effect. I keep wanting to say inherent. Of end of opponent's turn, if your opponent didn't attack with the Digimon this turn, trigger draw 1. So now I'm seeing what this deck does. It gives you the card advantage. This is a good. It's going to push your opponent to attack you. Late game, that's a good ability. So far, I haven't seen enough of this deck to justify it and mean that it's a good format. Next up, for the champions, we got Jazzerdmon, I believe. And that is a vanilla with 5 play cost, 2 Digivolution cost, 6,000 DP. Standard vanilla, got some high stats. It's alright. Nothing, I can't say anything about this guy. This guy's not bad, not good. If you can find someone with effect that works in your playstyle to replace him with, do that. But otherwise, he's a perfectly fine champion. Next up, we have the blocker of the deck, 2 copies of Dark Tyrannomon. He's got 6 play cost, 1 Digivolution cost, 5,000 DP. He's got the block ability. He's got the lose 2 memory when attacking ability. Your basic champion blocker. Again, there's nothing really to elaborate on. This guy's alright. I do like having 2 blockers in all my decks because they help late game, like, stall a bit. I wouldn't go any higher on them because they're a stalling tactic. Other than that, nothing I can say much to it. Like, he will work well with the Kapurimon and the giving your blockers, like, drawing cards and things like that. Other than that, nothing crazy. Now we have, for the last, or no, not the last champion, we've got 4 copies of Metal Greymon. He has a 6 play cost, a 3 Digivolution cost, 7,000 DP, and he has the active effect of, until the end of your opponent's next turn, one of your Digimon gains blocker. So this is a great card going with the other ones in the deck, because if they don't have blocker, you give it to them for the turn. I definitely enjoy this one. He is not too expensive. I feel like he's great at 4 for the versatility, because not a lot of Digimon have blocker. So now, or no, here's an ultimate. Ha. I am out of it right now. So our next ultimate is another vanilla, Metal Tyrannomon, for 6 to play, 3 to develop, 9,000 DP. But I gotta say that I love this artwork. There is There's something creepy about it that I'm just really digging. I don't know. Like, it is just like this cartoonish style that I would see from the original Digimon series. Like, I can see him, like, right next to some Numamon in the sewers. Like, this guy is creepy. I like his art. He's a good ultimate, but he's also a very pretty card. He's my favorite so far of the artwork. So the last ultimate we have is 2 copies of Mega Dramon, who's got 7 play cost, 3 Digivolution cost, 7,000 DP, and the ability he gives is Blocker. So again, this is great because the other effects, that's like, if your opponent doesn't attack, giving it to the Mega is great, that the Mega will need reboot because you don't want him to just hang back the entire time. So definitely good at 2-off staple. I would probably get more of them. Like, I would buy 2 of these and up this one to 4, simply because of that and how much of this deck so far has centered around blocking. Again, it's not going to win you anything, simply because blocking is a very defensive mechanism. But for this deck, if you wanted to improve it, buying a second copy wouldn't be bad so far. So now we're on to our Megas. And the first Mega is Machine Dramon with 10 play cost, 3 Digivolution cost, 11,000 DP, and the active ability of when Digivolving, up to 2 of your Digimon gain reboot until the end of your opponent's next turn. This one feels like a kind of backhanded compliment, in my opinion. Like, it is a good ability to give your Digimon reboot. But the fact is, they're only going to get it for a turn. Because you're going to play this guy down, you're going to rush with whatever you have, which means your board needs to be set up for them to survive, or you just have such a board that you don't care at that point. And then they will pop back to being unsuspended, so they can't be attacked, or if you wanted to use them to block. So I don't like this one's nice. I'm not sure how good, or if I would keep him or not. Let's take a look at the other Mega and find out if this one's any better. We've got this Blitz Greymon. You got 2 copies. He's got a 12 play cost, a 4 Digivolution cost, 12,000 DP. He gets security attack +1, so he'll take out 2 securities instead of 1. And he's got the Digiburst ability, just like Agumon. This one's Digiburst ability is trash 2 Digimon Digivolution cards to activate the effect below. One of your Digimon gets plus 4,000 DP until the end of your opponent's next turn. So that would go good with the blockers and stopping your, or making your opponent hesitate about attacking. Or like giving you that extra boost to attack over something. If it's the latter thing, that's definitely a good idea to go up against the War Greymon with 12,000. Discard the 2 beneath it. Give this guy plus 4,000. Give him to 16. Run over the War Greymon just to get that playmaker out of there. If you're using it as the blocker effect, again, that seems half-hearted because he's only going to get it till the end of the turn, which means at most you're going to be able to do this 2 times because there's going to be normally 5 cards if you go all the way from Baby to Mega with this one. So it's a great ability. The way this deck is made, not very good. Better than the Machine Dramon, but still not quite good enough. So now that we're done with the Digimon, we got the Tamers. And we got 4 ties. And his ability is during your opponent's turn, when you use Blocker to suspend one of your Digimon, you may suspend this Tamer to unsuspend one of your Digimon. Well, that's interesting. So if you have multiple blockers and they try attack multiple times, you could like block with one and then suspend, then block with the second, suspend this one, unblock the first one, and reblock. So you could essentially block 3 Digimon in one turn. Again, it's very defensive. Also, his security effect is play this card without paying its memory cost. I don't think it's worth it. Again, this is very defensive. This reminds me of the Yu-Gi-Oh deck that came out forever ago, which had like the Exodia-looking guy. It was a rock deck. I don't remember the name of it. I'm sure someone in the comments will be able to tell me if I don't look it up myself and put it down there. But it was like a 4,000 defense deck that like had a bunch of flip effect stuff going on. And it's a fun gimmick, but it's not going to win you anything because, again, it's not putting you towards a win condition. It's just stalling. And you need something to stall towards. And this deck, with only 2 different cards left to see, I don't think it has a win condition worth it. So next up, we've got the cost 4 option card, Laser Eyes. And its effect is Digivolve 1 on up to 2 of your opponent's Digimon. They can't be less than level 3. And the security effect is activate this card's main effect. I think that this, for this deck, is definitely needed at 4. Because it's going to help you prolong the game, which is what this is all about. It is about the stalling. So I think this is fine at 4. And those should be kept in for this deck. I wouldn't put it in the black deck I made. Simply because it doesn't fit that playstyle. And the last card, which we got 2 copies of, is Dark Side Attack. For 5, main effect, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost of 7 or less. And its security effect is activate this card's main effect. I got really excited when I saw that 7, and I thought, oh man, are they saying level 7 or less? No, they're talking cost. So that means you could delete a champion, maybe an ultimate. There's no way that there's a mega with a non-cost effect of 7 or less. Like quickly looking through my black deck that I made. Yeah, you got some champions. Yeah, the only thing that you got is champions, some megas. But like even looking at it, like I have got looks like 2, 3 megas. Yeah, I've got 3 megas. Different types of megas in this, or ultimates in this deck. Ooh, I'm definitely out of it. Like, out of the 3 of them that I run in my deck, one of them costs 7 or less. The other 2 are both more than 7. So if you get that early on, you could disrupt your opponent, but that's not going to be enough to win you the game. So, my final thought on Machine Black, unless you need it for, like, the multitude, like the volume of black cards that you want to build your own deck with, I don't think that there's enough in here to really constitute buying this one. Like, even at $10, well, at $10 I would say it's fine, because it does come with the booster pack, but anything over that, I don't think there's enough in here that I was blown away by. Because, like, these effects where it's like, if your opponent doesn't attack, you get to draw a card. Great, but as soon as they get a mega out, that's going to be useless. And looking at this from like a future-proofing kind of scenario, like, you can make your arguments about other decks, but like years down the road, even Blue Eyes White Dragon is still a 3,000 vanilla. these have effects, and they're not great. Like, again, the Rock deck with the 4,000 defense, no one plays it. It's too clunky, it's too slow, and that's kind of how I feel about this deck here. There's just not a win condition in it to constitute buying it. So at $10, if you need the cards to help just fill out your black deck that you're working until you can get it properly up and running, if you are a casual player, this is a great deck for black specifically. Against all the other decks that I have seen, this is probably the worst so far because it doesn't have a proper win condition. So before we go on, let's see if the deck can make up for itself with the pack that it gave us. Maybe there's something great in here that will redeem this entire thing. Because I'm not crazy about the deck itself. So we got Agumon, Atomic Inferno, Falcomon X, Antibody, Labramon, Gusukumon, Cyclone Kick, Meteormon, Spinomon, good old Roachmon, Piranhaimon, and then our first rare is Valdrurumon, the Chaosmon part, and another Gogmamon. I've pulled a lot of this guy. I mean, he'd be... So let's see. This one's level 5. All turns, this Digimon gets plus 1,000 DP. Digiburst, 1, so trash 1 card underneath it. One of your Digimon gets plus 2,000 DP until the end of your opponent's next turn. It's got a play cost of 8, 3 Digivolution cost 7. Yeah, I would definitely swap out one of the cards I got for this guy, because he's better than some of the ultimates in there. And again, this is why I like what they did. Including a booster pack means that I get chances to swap out the deck, swap out the play style, make it better, or like I could pull out something just amazing. So that said, what are your thoughts? Do you think this deck is trash? Are you with me or are you against me? Comment down below. Let me know. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And subscribe if you haven't already. And until then, I will see you next time.